All right, welcome everyone. My name is Eric. I'm the VP of admissions here at NeoTech Academy. So I'm just getting my microphone situated here. And I can't think of a better way to spend a Super Bowl Sunday afternoon than to be here with you guys talking about, I guess you could say, upskilling. You might be in software testing right now and you're concerned about what you've heard in the news about employers are expecting their employees, their contractors to have AI skills. There was a report that came out last year which said that about 80% of US companies are expected to have, they expect their employees and contractors to have AI skills in 3 years. That was last year. So now we got 2 years. And so you don't want to wait to the last minute. That's probably why some of you are here today, or maybe a lot of you are here today. And that is you are concerned about being left behind, or if there's a promotion that comes up, maybe you want to be one of the first people considered. Because if you think about it, if there is a promotion or if there's a new opportunity at another company and someone else has AI skills, maybe about the same level of experience as you overall, but they've got the AI skills and you don't have the AI skills, could that be problematic for yourself? And I think the answer could be yes. So AI is not just the wave of the future. It's already here. And I think a lot of you already know that. And again, that's probably why you're here today. So this is going to be the format. I'm just going to talk for like 1 or 2 minutes here more, and that's about it. I'm going to bring on our lead instructor for this boot camp. His name is Malik, and he's going to go through what's essentially a taste of a free class. It's part of what our boot camp is all about. Now, we've been doing this for a long time. I'll tell you a little bit more about our background in just a few minutes, or just in just about a minute or so. We have students, graduates all over the world, and we primarily have done software testing as our boot camp primary topic. And we've added AI to it since last year because we have heard from our graduates that this is a skill that they feel as though, rightly so, that they need to have. And so that brings us to where we are today. So why add AI to your QA skill set? Well, faster employment in emerging AI and quality assurance roles, QA roles, rapid career growth potentially with next generation testing skills. And here's the big thing, really, it's higher salaries. And it's not just the money. It's not just the money and that's it, but it's what can you do with the money? I was reading where people are it's good for your health to take, as many vacations as possible. Sometimes it's not feasible for us to take a whole lot of vacations, but, think about it like this. Let's say you can only afford to take one vacation now, but with another, I don't know, $2,000 a month, another 20 some thousand a year, you could add another vacation to it and then some. So it's not just making the higher money, it's not just making the higher salaries, but what it can actually do for you. That's what this is really all about. So I've never heard anyone say that, oh man, I wish I didn't make that extra 20, 30 grand a year than I was making before. People usually don't complain too much about that. And that's potentially what this is about. This is potentially adding that extra income for you to enable you to do the things that you really want to do. Now, if you're not too familiar with us, I know a lot of you on the call right now have already, they've already graduated from one of our boot camps in the past. Maybe some of you haven't. Course Report, which is very well respected in the industry, they rated us as the best QA testing boot camp for 2023 as well as 2024. Career Karma also for 2024. So 2025 obviously just ended. We are very hopeful and confident. Yes, I should just go ahead and say that we're going to get some more accolades coming up here soon. We'll see about that. So our boot camp, write this date down. It's going to be on every slide, but it's going to be on February 22nd. February 22nd is going to be the beginning date of our next boot camp. This is, of course, AI for software testing. It's a 4-week, write that down also. It's a 4-week accelerated program. So what does that mean, accelerated program? Well, you're going to learn more in just 4 weeks, and it would take you quite a ways longer, quite a while longer being on the job. And that's really the purpose of a boot camp. A boot camp is designed by really definition to teach you a lot of things in a relatively short amount of time, thus, really shortening that learning curve. It's held via Zoom, just like you're watching right now. I'm going to go through the scheduling a little bit later after Malik gets through with his part. I'll go through the tuition as well. We also provide a money back guarantee. If you've done other boot camps with us, you know that that is always the case. We're actually going to enable you to complete 25% of the boot camp. And if you decide it's not for you, then you get a full refund. And I'll go through the tuition and everything with you in just a little bit. I'll give you kind of a preview of the tuition, though. I will say this: it is extremely affordable for everybody that's on this call right now and whoever is watching the recording. I really do believe that. And I think you'll see in just a little bit. Stay tuned after Malik gets through with his class. We will have what we're calling a flash sale. So just be on the lookout in the chat. There will be a link to get an extra discount off of the boot camp. All right, so that's coming up a little bit later. So without further ado, what I'm going to do now is bring on Malik, our lead instructor for our AI for software testing boot camp. He's going to take over. I'll come back in just a little bit later after Malik is done, and I'll run through the tuition, the money back guarantee, and make sure you guys get all your questions answered and all that good stuff. All right. So Malik, you can go ahead and take it away, my friend.
All right. Thank you very much, Eric. Well, hello, everybody. And it's great to have you today here to discuss the topic materials and to give you like an insight on the free class that we are going to conduct. Let me just share my screen before I forget. Last time I forgot, so this time I don't want to forget it. Okay, great. Okay, I believe my slides are shared, so okay, great. Okay, guys, so again, before I start going through the materials quickly, let me introduce myself before we go any further so that you know who's going to conduct the course and you will have just a rough idea on my background and how I fit actually the scope of this course. My name is Malik, and I lead this course. And in terms of my experience, I've been with NeoTech for more than 2 years now, and as one of the technical instructors. And I've been in the industry and education for more than 18 years. Basically, currently, I am holding the validation management of a regulated company where I create actually the middle man between QA and other technical departments. So I deal with verification, validation stages and different processes ranging from technical aspects into documentation, etc., including the testing stages, operation qualification, performance qualification, etc. Plus, I'm extremely interested in AI. I have been dealing with AI for quite some time. I mean, relevant to my field and also in relation to QA. So basically, the material that we will cover within this course, I can confidently say that I am very confident about them and I can teach them well, so with no any hesitation. All right, so let's go through the syllabus quickly, and then we will just have like a taste of what the boot camp looks like, and we can just have in 40 minutes or so like some testing, real hands-on testing from our boot camp. Okay, before we proceed, as a tester or as someone who has like experience in testing, you may have in mind like certain stages that consume a lot of your time. And they are rather repetitive and they might not be straightforward, especially if you want to do them for the first time. Like if there's basically some type of, let's say, test case generation, or if you have like certain, let's say, test coverage, if you want to extract, let's say, test cases from requirements, etc. These are type of tasks that would really require a lot of time and a lot of revision. How can we deploy AI to do that for us? Well, this is a part of our bootcamp. We will use AI agents or assistants like Copilot, Codex, Client, etc., to speed up the process of scripting, planning, etc. So those are types of the tools or some part of the tools that we cover and the area that they are used for. Also, for test coverage, we use testcraft, and I will show you today also how we use it, and it's quite simple and handy. But this is not the only thing we teach. I mean, it is just like some part of it. And also, we teach like extensively, we teach MCP servers, like how to use MCP servers to connect AI agents or AI systems into our integrated development environment and to make our code dynamic, or actually to make the static or manual testing to be done by AI, not us. So imagine if you want to do like a manual testing job just to locate elements, to go through, let's say, the creation of pages, etc., on your own, that takes time, right, for a framework. How about if an AI does that for me and I review it? Well, that's a very good thing. Also, we cover in our bootcamp a touch on performance testing with K6 and AI, actually, and also we have like database testing as well. It is some part of the backend testing with fully integrated with AI as well. And just for you to see or to have a look at how our syllabus goes, we have like an introductory part, and then we cover how the AI itself can be integrated in the life cycle of testing or software life cycle, sorry, testing, software testing life cycle, and how we can create like a suitable framework that is compatible with AI. And within those, we will actually teach a lot of tools and applicable AI agents. And if you wonder which integrated development environment we use in our bootcamp, we mainly use VS Code, and we integrate the extensions required for AI here. So there will be like lots of extensions and MCP servers integrated within the bootcamp. And of course, we cover those slowly and perfectly within the educational material. And around like the fourth module, actually the first, I would say the end of the first week, we have like a project to be done with you guys. So we will give the guideline around this module. So it will be like at the end of the first week. So we will have a fully actually equipped capstone project that you will guys be required to do for those who will join our bootcamp. And basically this project, you will learn how to do it gradually with these stages, like when we create a complete framework. And if you wonder, the framework will be with Selenium, will it be with Playwright, will it be, well, here is the thing. Now we assume that you have the required or the prerequisite for QA or for a software tester. So basically, if you know what framework is, if you know how to create a framework, let's say with Selenium, so it won't be a problem because AI will create it for you with, let's say, Cypress or with Playwright or any other mechanism. But your code review and your supervision on this process is important, is essential. And also, we will not forget like the backend testing, database and API. We will connect to proper application programming interface and database, and we will have proper testing with MCP servers, etc. And as I said, like we have separate classes on performance testing with AI, and they are also integrated within the frameworks that we will use. And also, as a bonus, this is just like, it's not exactly with the same framework. We create another framework for it. It is a part where we cover AI for mobile testing. We create an entirely completely separate framework for mobile testing, where we automate the mobile testing using AI. So we have all the required material relevant to that. So if you wonder about the tools, about the frameworks, about the AI agents and applicable tools that we use, this is like a rough idea on what you will be using within this bootcamp. And as I said, like we will focus mainly on AI agents as extensions to VS Code and MCP servers, but that doesn't mean we will not have a touch on like the way for testing or frameworks for testing like TestNG and Cucumber, and also like let's say the running framework like Selenium, like Playwright, etc. Okay, so guys, let's go into the real, I mean, class, and let's have a look at how we approach the idea of involving AI into our testing mechanism. So let's assume I'm a tester. Now I have like this view in front of me, and I would like to test this view. Now, basically, if I will start the classical way, what will I do? I will start locating these elements or planning to see the test or to create the test first. And based on the test planning or the test, let's say, cases that I will have, I'll start creating or locating these elements and creating a framework or add a new page to a framework, etc. Right? So this is usually the mechanism testers follow. So they have like a sketch of their framework. If the framework is not ready, they create the framework first. Then if it is ready, they add a page. So let's say we have a framework and we would like to create a test for this, let's say, page. So we do have elements here. Now, I don't want to do this on my own. Well, I could do it and plan all these, let's say, the journey of testing here on my own, but how about we use the power of AI to create that for us? So I will try to use Testcraft and show you how it will help us. Testcraft, for you, if you don't know what it is an extension added to Chrome. So you can install it to your Chrome and use it directly. It's not really complicated. Let me show you. So it looks like this once it is installed. So you can go to its setting and choose which automation that you would like to work with. You can use Selenium, Playwright, or Cypress, supports the three of them. You can use JavaScript, TypeScript, or Java, or C# or Python for the programming language. You can connect it to API if you want. That will make it much more powerful. So, but for now, we could use it without any connection, and it's completely free of charge. So you can choose, as I said, which type of automation that you will be using. It's completely fine. It should not be a problem to you. And then you should start like marking the element that you will be dealing with, and then ask Testcraft to create the plan for you instead of you creating it from scratch. Let's take a look. So I'll try to pick an element. In this case, excuse me, I'll try to pick an element. Okay, so I'll pick all of it, all of this one. Okay, the element is picked. Let's take a look now. I'll say generate test ideas. So usually, as I said, like test ideas, either they're like commonly discussed with teams or with supervisor or like with previous experience, and you start using your experience in the field to see what is supposed to be tested and on how, on which grounds or basis they should be tested. So let's use the AI here and see what it will create for us. Let's take an idea. So generated test ideas. Now, positive tests, negative tests, creative test cases, etc. scenarios. Let's take a look. So this AI, once it picked the element, it knew that it is a login. So with the login, it will it created for us. It created positive test cases, negative test cases, and some creative test cases. Let's take a look at some of those. So positive test cases verify that a user can successfully log in with valid credentials, correct username and password. This is cool. I mean, nobody would argue about it. Ensure that the password field masks the input characters when typing. So this is also one part of the testing, whether the password is displayed or it's masked, right? So also, if we have like show password sign, can we test that when it works or not? Validate that the login button is enabled when both username and password fields are filled. That's also another good test, etc. So if we are not happy with any of these tests, we can edit it. So you can edit this test, let's say, or you can keep it the way it is, and you can go over these one by one. What does it mean? Now, these test ideas, they are not final, but it suggests to you like the most commonly used test ideas for a specific element. Let's take even another element and take a look at it. Let's take a look first at the creative test scenarios. I would like to go over like a couple of them. Simulate a scenario where the user enters a valid username but a password that is too short, and check if the system provides feedback on the password requirements. That's a cool one. Why? Because sometimes systems not only alert you or provide you with like the feedback the password is wrong, but before even inspecting if the password is matching or not, if the length of the password is not the up to the minimum length, the shortest length, then in that case, it should not even test. So in that case, it will just tell you directly if you do not enter the minimum length of a password accepted by the system should notify you. Well, is it implemented in the system? I'm not quite sure. We can check it, but I mean, this is also something that can be tested, especially if it is implemented in any application. Okay, test the login process using a screen reader to ensure that accessibility feature are correctly implemented for visually impaired users. Well, we don't have that one for the system, but it is cool, right? Not everybody would think about it. It's like a boundary maybe case or like an edge case. Not everybody might think about it. Anyway, if you think about like any, let's say, change of those, you could basically alter it, change it, update it, or remove it fully. Now, let's say I want to automate those. Let's say I like all of these tests. I would like to have all positives. I'd like to have all negatives. And you know what? I would like not to have all these, let's say, test cases. I would like to take only the first one. You could choose all of them. And then I would like to have a full automation of those. Let's take a look. So in my settings, remember guys, in my settings, I said I'm going to use Java for automation. And also I'm using the framework as Selenium. Okay, it could be changed. So now we're generating a code based on our selection. So if you look at these codes, auto-generated codes from TestCraft, you would see that we're using of course, the Selenium as we chose it from our settings could be changed. We could use Cypress or we could use Playwright. It's up to you. Now with AI, a lot of people use Playwright extensively. And just for you to know, guys, if you have zero idea about Playwright, can you use it as a framework, testing framework with AI? Yes. And how about like your pre-knowledge? Of course, the better or the more you know, the better it gets. I mean, as a supervisor, as a code reviewer, or as a framework reviewer, or as a tester, let's say senior tester, you would be able to check what AI created for you because you can't guarantee what AI creates for you 100%. You must revise and review what AI creates for you. So in this case, if you may say like, okay, but wait a minute, if I had to review this, well, I can create it myself. No, it shortens the duration. You see, this one was all these tests were created in a couple of seconds. So can you make use of this one to shorten your let's say path of creating all of these tests to lower the burden, definitely. But as I said, like it might not be the best structure. Why? Because it is like repeating the use of driver all the time, but you can adapt it to your own style. How? By the use of power of AI. So all these tests, you can carry them, you can copy them to your test or to your framework and ask an AI agent to fix the rest or everything here for you based on your page model or object page model if you are following that style. So in this case, you will not really need to have all those like the way they are listed here. You would rather have structured pages or pages in your own framework, and these pages will have their elements, etc. So can we use these tests? Definitely we can. Can we modify them? Well, okay, but halfway through. So if you think like these tests, at least as ideas, or maybe even their automation is not the best or is not the best form, you still can use them to, let's say, ensure that this test or this test style is a kind of revised by AI for you to have a better, let's say, test based on your framework. Okay, let's take one of them and see how we can use it like in an AI agent, using AI agent, and how to make it like a page object model structure. So I will try to log in with correct username and password. Let's see which one is successful login. Let's use successful login. Okay. So I'll copy this. I could have carried all of it, but it's okay. This is quite enough for me. Now I'm moving to VS Code, and as I said, in our bootcamp, we will teach everything with integrated development environment as VS Code. The reason why, if you wonder, like, why would you use like VS Code, not any other, let's say, integrated development environment, basically the reason for using or for this selection is it's extendable. So what we can do is we can use this integrated development environment with like as many extensions as we need, plus as many MCP servers as we need, and we can connect to whatever database that's required. We can connect to APIs, etc. So it is quite flexible in terms of how you can connect and what you can connect and what you can add to your project. So basically, before we proceed further, we created a project in the past batch, so I can use this project or I can start from scratch. That's completely fine. It should not be a problem. Just for you to know, this is like the list of extensions. Now, I'm using several types of extensions, but just for you to know, I will use currently Copilot, excuse me. So Copilot is GitHub Copilot. And if you would like to try it and check it, it will provide you with 1 month free pro. So it is completely free in that case for 1 month. You can try it, and it provides you with several capabilities. Let me show you. For example, in agent mode, you can have like a complete access to your project where you can modify files, create files, etc. So that's something that you would be able to do. Plus, if you want, you can choose the model to work with. All these are AI models, and you can keep it auto if you want, which has like certain discount, 10%. And if you wonder like what is this discount, it's about the usage. So if you leave it auto, it will like discount from your usage. But if you're just in the stage of learning, you should have enough credit, I mean, for the first month, just to try and play around with Copilot and see how it works. Okay, so my main target here is to do what? Is actually automating a login, a positive login test to this web page. Instead of doing this one manually, now let's close this one. I would like AI to do this instead of me. I would like AI to locate this element, create a page, let's say, and elements for the username, for the password, for the login button, and create a test for positive login. And after the login is done, I would like to make sure that AI, let's say, is sensing, let's say, dashboard or sensing the name Jacqueline White here, and then logging out. So instead of doing this one manually first, I would like to do it 100% automated with AI. So what you saw earlier is just test ideas based on what is generated here from TestCraft. Let's try to use this one to create for us the test fully automated with the power of AI. So as I said, now since I do have like the test before or the project before, you could create a project from scratch. That's completely fine. It should not be a problem. But I am going to use this project, and I will say, okay, I'll try to write a prompt for this project with Copilot and see what this will do for me. Now, just one thing that I would like you to know for sure. AI agents and AI in general does not communicate with a web page on its own. It needs a middle man. It needs a middle, let's say, or intermediate stage or some other agent to help it to do this. So in order for you to ask AI agent like this one or assistant to go to a page, a web page, and do specific tests for you, you have to provide it with an MCP server that can propagate or navigate to that page and do these interactive works with it. So the good thing is like you will also learn uh, with this boot camp if you join, hopefully you will, that you will have like several MCP servers that we will use. Actually, we will have like all required MCP servers taught along with the along with what we have currently in our materials of the bootcamp. So basically, if you see like the tools, let me show you the tools that we use. There are so many, but I'm not going to use all of them. What I would like to use is the Playwright MCP server. And for what reason I'm going to use the Playwright MCP server? To act like a human being, to go to the navigate to the page, interact with the elements, locate these elements, create the required test for positive login, and then logging out. So I'll provide this as an input to the to my AI agent. I will say using the credentials, and then guys, for you to know, the credentials, I'm saving them in project guide, so you can always create like credentials. Okay, you can always create like README or project guide or anything where you can save, let's say, the login, username, and password. If you want to hide them, you can provide them in hidden file, etc. But just for us to see how this works, using credentials or the login credentials, create a positive login for HRM, orange HRM, or it's one word, page, and verify that you are logged in, then log out. Don't forget to create a report on that, on the process, and use Playwright MCP server for all required navigation. Plus, the tests should fit Selenium plus Java structure. So let's give this instruction and take a look. So now the AI agent is working on it. It will take a look and see, collect the information required, and start working on it. Okay. So now what I'm trying to do is basically asking the AI agent to create all required testing processes on its own, not by me, by itself. So it's doing it in the background. It will create it and let us know. Okay. So it is like here, it's listing like navigate to orange HRM, perform login. And let me allow all this. Okay, allow the session. Okay, perform login with credentials, verify successful login, perform logout, create Java test class fitting Selenium structure, generate test case execution. So it's taking to-dos one by one. Now it's trying to navigate to the page. I did not create a single test. So I'm asking AI agent to do it for me, and it's doing it in the background. So it will take some time to interact with these elements. So it might like repeat the process multiple times at the beginning. So it's okay, it's at the navigating stage. So usually at the beginning, it does like it starts doing this thing multiple times and etc. Actually, I wanted to add this test, but I forgot. It's okay. Let's see what it will create, and then maybe we can revise it. Allow and review, that's okay. So it created here, like ran a playwright code to do this interaction with the username. Let's allow. Let's take a look here. it will start interacting with the username. Now it's asking me to do the interaction with the password. Okay, do the interaction with the password. Now it interacted with the password. It will ask me to do the interaction with the login button, to do the click, the login button. So I will ask, actually, allow in this session completely. You know what? Okay, allow in this session completely. So it's okay, it's safe for this session. And please, guys, if you are going to use this one with agent mode, not planning, be careful with what you allow, because it has access to your project. It might change things. Actually, you can revert these changes back. That's completely fine, but be careful, because since you allow it, it will have access to your project and will do things in the background, just for you to know. Okay. So perform login with credentials. Now verify successful login. So look, perfect. Login successful. The page shows Jacqueline White is logged. I didn't give any instruction. It created this on its own. Is it not cool? So can we automate like the boring manual testing with MCP server, Playwright MCP server and Copilot? Definitely we can. And this is one part of what you will learn during the class. So I can run, let's see if we have time, we can run like another simple test to confirm, like, let's say we're seeing some person from the list, etc. And while it's taking its time, let's see if there are questions or not. Okay, since we don't have a question, cool. Okay, let's try to see, allow. Okay. So let's see, I will do this like allow for the last time and see, hopefully this is the last one, I think, or maybe the one before the last. Okay. All right, so let's take a look. So it is doing actually its changes and in the source code and creates like all these. If you wonder where it's saving them under tests, and you can always refer to these tests and take a look and see what's created. So you can see like this one is very similar to what we wanted to copy from testcraft. That's completely fine, but this is using like some sort of POM structure, right? And if you wonder like why it used POM structure, I gave it as an instruction in the project guide that it should by default use POM. Now I will show you one more thing. Let's just keep going until this one is done. It created this with Playwright. Let's open it. This is the one. So you can always, it will highlight one thing. Let me explain this one. The good thing about these tests, or sorry, the AI agents or the AI assistants, that they highlight to you everything that they change, and you'll see them marked. And also they show you which file that you have as actually the test that's generated. So you could have other tests, but this is the one I asked for it to create, and created based on all like provided details, and it created for me like the execution report. We can open this one, but better than opening this one, let's take a look at what it is telling us here. Let's take a look. So it's summarizing the process. So Playwright browser testing, so using MCP server, navigated to the page, using like the credentials and then logging in successfully, test graphs. So it created like, it took a screenshot. Is it not cool? Well, this is exactly what we usually want from AI to help us with, like the boring stuff. Created a report and did some modifications on base class, etc. So if you wonder, like, where did you get base class from? Well, it was created previously in the project. Can we create all this project structure from scratch using AI? Well, it was done using AI. This project, 100%, was done with AI, with no any human intervention other than prompts and revisions. What do I mean? I'll show you. Let's just ask it to keep. Okay, keep everything that you did. You changed, that's cool. So let me ask it. Let's say I'm not sure how to run this test. This is a test here. Let's say I'm not very familiar with TestNG. I don't know how to run it. I don't know how to create the report. So I will ask the AI agent to run it for me. So I will say, run the test for me. Run the test for me. Okay, so let's take a look. It will give us the guide, or it will run it directly since it is in agent mode. It will allow us, sorry, it's already permitted to go into our testing structure. Look, it gave you the command. So if you don't know how to run it, that's completely fine. You can allow this command to run. So basically you'll have that one running in your like the output here, and you'll take a look. Let me just pull this one and let's take a look. Now you can see in the output it's running, and let's take a look how it's supposed to open the page and see. There is an error. Let's take a look. What is the error? Let's have a look here. Compilation error. Something happened. It will try to fix it, so no problem. And by the way, it is not weird to have AI trying to fix something that it found on its own. That's completely fine. So it suggests some change. So we can check the change. First, usually that's what we do. So we take a look at what changed. So there was a problem with the assertion, the annotation, and how it is provided in the report. Let's keep it. And let's take a look now. So it edited it. Do we need to have that? Well, we might have like a smooth generation of a code 100% from the beginning, but as I said, like AI is not to be trusted 100%. You will work as a code reviewer. It might need to do some review on its own and fixing on its own, or you may need to instruct it to create things for you. So let's do the second round of this test and see. So initially it had like some issues. Let's take a look now. So it's trying to run the test. Let's take a look. Hopefully this will just do this time. Okay. Okay, let's check it. Let it check the status and see what's going on in the background, and if there's anything that it should be fixed or anything that is supposed to be revised. Let's take a look at it. Okay, so it did some testing process, and it's trying to check the report, and it's reading the target folders, and it will see like if the test generated some reports actually generated. Let's see why it's stuck and why it's not exactly running as we expect, but let's take a look. Okay. Successful. That's cool. That's great. So we need, and just for you to know that you could report in, like, let's say, Surefire, you could report in Elor, for example, or whatever mechanism that you would prefer. But for us, in our bootcamp, we use actually not only the Surefire, we use also Allure. Why? Because it has extended capability where we integrate it with AI reporting. And I'll explain it to you in a short while. Let's just try to complete this cycle of running and see what we would get. Okay. And basically the idea here is that, as I said, we use Elur to make sure that we integrate it with AI to give us like if there is any problem or like any mistake or any issue or bug, it gives us like a triage on that bug. And I'll as I said, I'll show you. Let's just complete this one. I'll show you also the AI helper that we use in our bootcamp, and we integrate with local capability for AI that allows us to use local AI to test. Okay, so seems that everything went smoothly. So let's just keep this one. That's okay. Let's try to run now. There is like I think a file that created just for auto running. That's completely fine. It's not a problem. Okay. Okay, now. Okay, cool. So it is running now. It needed to do some fixing in the background. This may happen from time to time due to different reasons. Of course, we will explain about those in the bootcamp as well. But as I said, like compared to the manual testing process, like this was done in 10 minutes, let's say. As you see, it logged in, confirmed that it was logged in, it logged out. So now, basically, this is the process of logging in and confirming that it is logged in, and it will just log out, take a screenshot, and create a report on the logging in process. Let me also keep this one. What's changed? Actually, it's not a problem. Okay. And I will ask, let's say here, I'll say, how can I see or check the error report? And as I said, if you wonder like from where you got this one, we created it as well. It's also part of the part of what we teach during the boot camp. It is like how we can integrate AI for better report generation and report monitoring. Okay. So let me, didn't I click enter? Oh, seems I forgot to click enter. Excuse me, guys. Is it still running in the background? Oh yeah, it is running in the background. It's pinging. That's why, excuse me. Still pinging this one. Well, it is cool. I don't need to have any pinging. Let me stop it. It's running. So let's try to see like the reporting mechanism and let's take a look. So let's say I have no idea how it is working or how it runs. Okay, so this is how you can like check the report and take a look. It will always give you a guide on how to use the framework. And you might like wonder, okay, but what is the benefit? Well, the benefit is here. Like, even if you are a very senior QA, you will not know all the details of framework on your own. You have to create some research, right? Or to refer to some references, or maybe dig in some pages or resources. But with AI, it is very easy. Why? Because you can always refer to AI and ask, how can I do this? How can I do that? Can you integrate this for me? Can you integrate that for me? It's cool. It is integrated with your development environment. It can reach to your project. It can modify files upon your permission, and it can run things for you. Even like if you wonder like how to run TestNG, how to create, let's say, a playwright in the background, it will be able to run it for you. And you know what? I will show you one more thing. Allow. Let me allow the alert report and show you why we use it and explain to you the insight on what will be displayed. It will take just like a few seconds until it will generate it in the background and create like the page where all the displayed, let's say, testing mechanism. Let me pull it. It's here. Let me pull it to this screen. Okay, it's here. So, all right, here. So here we have like two tested cases. It tested it twice. That means, or we have like a couple of tests that run in the background. We can check, but it's not a big deal. So this test is successful. So you see, verify the dashboard page title after login and verify successful login. Actually, it created two tests for one test we asked, because this is usually the case. Is like upon the successful login, it creates like verify that you logged in successfully. It doesn't mix it with login unless you request it. So here, if I click on this, it will give me the insight on the test. This is passed. So in failed test cases in our bootcamp, we do have a created report for the bug triage with all the details coming from an AI helper. Let me show you. So basically, work where we have a class called AI helper. It is connected to a locally available model. And guys, one thing I wanted to tell you earlier, like in our bootcamp, we will teach you how to use Ollama if you have not used it before. It can be installed in your machine, and you will be able to use available models locally 100% without even like getting connected to the internet, without using cloud services, etc. So this AI capability, AI helper, is connected to a locally available model. Let me show you. So here, let me show you how it is connected. So basically, it's just referring to a locally available model from Ollama. And so part of our bootcamp material that we teach. And basically, it uses the model that we decide to get for us what? To get for us like the reason for the bug and what kind of triage we can apply to this bug and like insights on the bug, etc. So basically, you can extend this AI later on for your work. Definitely you can. This is a very simple one, and you'll be using it. What's Olama? Olama is like a type of an AI framework. Let me show you. It's a good question, actually. So it is a framework for AI where it combines like GUI, graphical user interface, with intensive list of models. And this Olama can be used 100% local on your machine, free of charge, 100% free of charge. So you can have an AI chat with the model that you download and see how it works. So let's take a look at this. Since you asked this question, let's take a look at this. I will see, like, I think this one is downloaded on my machine. You can download any of these. So Olama, if you type Olama, double L, by the way, you can download this and install it to your machine, and then select the models that you want to add. Let's try to chat with it. And by the way, guys, I can't disconnect the internet now. We will lose the Zoom meeting, but you can disconnect your internet and see locally. It will be 100% available. So I'll just say, can you suggest positive test cases for login? So let's take a look. And if you wonder about this Gamma 3, it's one of the models. And also we will give you insight on the models. Do we need GPU? This is a very good question. To use models like AI models locally, the better specifications you have on your computer, the better it gets. Yeah. So yeah, again, for the same question, Mamata. So the idea is like, what kind of minimum requirement? I would say I don't really know the minimum requirements, but it will tell you. For example, I cannot download every type of these models to my machine. If you try to download a heavy one, it will tell you you don't even have enough memory space. So basically, we'll give you an insight. But let me tell you, like, I would expect that you don't have less than 16 gigabyte of RAM, and that's something that would really be required for, let's say, for running those smoothly on the local machine. But just a good let's say, news for you. If you join our bootcamp, it's not necessarily that you run those locally 100%. Olama itself as a framework is light, so you can use even light models on it. And for others, I mean, like extensions, they are also quite light on the VS Code. So the extensions here wouldn't really bother, and their service is on cloud, so they don't need the capability of your machine much. So they will not create a problem to you. So you see this one, it suggested like test cases, structured test cases for positive login from a locally available model free of charge. And this is local. Some of the companies try to restrict sometimes the usage of AI to only in-house, right, users. So you can use Olama, I believe, with the permission of your management. You can use like LM Studio. That's also possible. But Olama is quite popular, and a lot of people use it. And I believe soon enough, like a lot of us will use local capabilities a lot, not just like the remote ones, because they are also getting better, those. And as you see, like these test cases, they're cool. You can go over them and take a look at like what is the only thing, as you see, the only thing, like it is a bit slow. That's true. I mean, it is locally available to use as my own capability of my machine, and the model itself is a bit slow. So it's not like, for example, ChatGPT is not like Copilot that we used here. It's using like the service from cloud. So let me show you one more thing before we wrap up, actually. So I created this test. Now I would like to mark the test, how much we charge. We charge for what exactly? Sorry. For the bootcamp, if you are speaking about the bootcamp charges, we will come to the tuition fee soon. So after I finish with this demo, we will again, I will call on Eric, and we will continue from there. He will explain about the tuition structure, etc. So I would like to share with you one more thing, guys, which is really cool. Look, guys, whenever you mark a file from your project, it comes directly into the space here. Or you can like add whatever as a context or tag it if you would like to. It will allow you to tag whatever file you want to add. So basically, this is like something that we would teach. So what I would like to do with this GitHub Copilot, I will switch to, let's say chat mode, ask, for example. And I would like to say, can you explain the test or the attached test in plain words? Let's take a look. And why I'm saying this, a lot of us actually struggle sometimes with explaining the test to their supervisor or to their let's say team members, etc. So if you take a look at here, it will give you exactly the step-by-step details of what it is done with this test. While it is cool, you can even like further chat with it to create for you other things, but for now it's not necessary. I'm just showing you. You can tag a number of files, and you see like not only like just like the files only, you can also tag like, let's say, the guide and ask a change on the guide, etc. Okay, so okay, before calling Eric to come and proceed, let me show you only one more thing. Let's say I have no idea about Playwright, literally no idea. Can I ask Playwright? Yeah, exactly. This is the question. Like, can we create, let's say, a code with Playwright without any knowledge? Okay, let's say I have no idea, zero idea about Playwright. I will ask this question. Look, so here, I'll say, can you convert this test into Playwright suitable framework? Let's take a look. So let's say I have no idea about Playwright and I would like to learn it, but I would like to learn it slowly with the help of AI. Yeah, look at this. It will create literally the translation of that code, which is really professional, not just random, for you. And you can ask it, well, let's say create, let's say this one, or add it, or let's say let's test it, etc. So it did the change, and it's telling me how to run it. Use the npm with install, and then npx playwright install. So make sure that these are installed, and then try to run the test, and etc. So basically, I will say, okay, you know what? Proceed with running it. But in the ask mode, I should move to agent mode. Agent mode allows itself to access to your files and project and will create those for you. Okay, so let's switch to agent mode and go ahead and give it a click. Yeah, there should be a certification at the end of the course. So for those who do not have any idea about Playwright, AI will help you. It will give you the structure, of course, to create it and to add it to your project. And let's say I still do not know much. You can ask. Let's take a look now. Let's take a look before like wrapping up and calling Eric. Let's take like a couple more minutes just to take a look at what we created with AI. Now this is the test. It created it for us. Allow. Okay. Now it's ready. It's added it to my project. You can always refer to where it is added, but I will keep for now. This is like just for testing mechanism. It is not just for demonstration. But of course, as I said, like you can always refer to what's created here and take a look. So this structure is testing with Playwright, and you can debug, you can test, etc. So I'll keep those, and I will allow. And let's see. So it's trying to do what is required as an installation process. Okay. Um, Look, for interview questions, they depend a lot on your understanding of the process. This is not just a straightforward question, like if how to like how you improve, let's say, the quality of your work using Copilot. It is not just one tool. AI is not only using Copilot. Copilot, I will tell you, like the list of items that can be added to your, let's say, skills, uh, better coverage, less manual work, auto translation, triage diagnosis, and auto fixing. Plus, you can also use it for front end and back end, not just only front end. You can also use it for translation, as we did now, for translating a code into another structure or framework, etc. So there are different types of aspects that you can answer this question from, but it depends on what is the use of Copilot. So Copilot with MCP server is a powerful integration. If you add to them an AI helper that creates a triage with some reporting mechanism, well, you do have a complete framework. And whenever you get stuck, you can get AI to help you directly with your project. So it is not like shuffling between your project and, let's say, ChatGPT or DeepSeek. It is integrated with your development environment. And while it is integrated, it can read your project and give you insight on it, plan things, move things, fix things, automate things, etc. Okay, so let's allow and run. Okay, so I just translated a test directly from one framework into another framework right in front of you, free of human intervention. It is just with one prompt from VS Code using Copilot, and it converted it. As I said, these are not final. It is, Klein is extremely powerful, but it is not really as cheap as Copilot. It is somehow expensive. So if you want, you can, by the way, what Klein does, Copilot does. I will teach you Klein. I'll show you how to even connect it to free models. So you can connect it to like open router. I'll teach you also open router for those who join. We will teach those in the bootcamp. And you can use like free, let's say, models, and you'll try to see which one will fit you more. Look, some of the questions are a bit, like tricky. Now, look, this is how I converted it into playwright. Like now, can we, for example, this like let me address this question just okay. About the AI, can we rely on AI 100%? Definitely not. You will be like, the code reviewer of AI. So you can ask AI to create this code reviewer, and you can ask AI to automate really boring tasks, plan tests for you, help you with edge cases, help you with boundary cases, create like tests for you. Let's say you have 200 tests. If you want to create them on your own, they will take hours from you, right? If you want to create test ideas and test plans for like let's say a complete web page with like, let's say 200 elements, that will take hours, right? So AI will help you to do this, but without your intervention and review, that will be a waste of time. So still, you'll be reviewing that and confirming that if it works or not, etc. So as you saw, guys, it converted it and run. You can always refer to this code and see what happened. Now, I don't want to go through it, I mean, basically, but the idea that we always review what we do with AI. Yes. Okay, sure. I'll go over the syllabus in short while. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. So no problem. I'll not go on with the questions. Some of the questions we will answer them like on separate sessions, or maybe you can give us a call, etc. Okay. But this session is recorded, no problem. So you'll be able to have it. You'll be able to look into it. So guys, as I said, like we can go on with these questions, but let's try to wrap up with what we explained. So basically, I showed you how we can use like some of the capabilities of AI for test plans with testcraft. We can create from test ideas. We can create automated tests with several types of let's say, frameworks and several types of coding, we can automate, like completely automate lengthy jobs and like manual work with the power of AI from our integrated development environment. How we can do that? Basically, we can do this with the integration of the AI assistant and MCP server, and can be done with front end. It can be done with back end, and we taught those during the also our course. So basically, this is not something that we will have like on just like 30 minutes or so. Actually, it will take like around 30 days. So it will take a month to completely have those. And as I said, like if you automate those, lower the work and etc., of course it will be back with like much less effort, more covered test cases, and also uh, like automated power of AI that help you to automate manual works into fully automated with AI with less coding burden. So as I said, you can try to check. It's trying to run it. Actually, there is something with the code conversion. I'm not quite sure. We can check it, but it's okay. It can. I mean, it's not a big deal for AI to convert a code from Selenium into Playwright, and you can add like certain instructions on that. I'll show you. By the way, we have within for those who will join, not today, for those, I mean, within our bootcamp, we have classes on how to use like TypeScript, how to use JavaScript, how to use like Playwright, etc., and how to create like a separate framework on those. Okay, so guys, just to try to limit the class, the demo, so that it will be more useful. Well, of course, you're welcome, and well, thank you for your interaction. I wish we could cover more of your questions, but again, feel free to reach us. Please reach us, and if you have like certain questions, you can ask our team and they will explain those on separate, let's say, calls or maybe emails or etc. So feel free to get in touch with us. Let me call upon Eric, and he will proceed with the rest of relevant stuff. Actually, this is done. This is Playwright report for those who asked me. So there was like some issues with the logging in, but let's not look into it. But it could do it. Maybe we can do that with our bootcamp, during our bootcamp when it is conducted, hopefully for those who would join. All right, guys, thank you very much again for your attention and for your questions. Let's call Eric to proceed with the rest of the topics. And again, guys, I hope to see you in our bootcamp.
All right. Thanks so much, Malik. And guys, if you can just let me know if you can see my screen, it should say info session with the schedule there. And I've got 6 screens here, so I've got my chat way over here on a different monitor. Good, good. So, common question that people have, and we were going to get to this. We just had to get through the live session there, the free session that Malik did for you, was go through the scheduling. So it's 3 days a week. Again, it's a 4-week course. So it's going to be Wednesday. These are our East Coast times, Wednesday, 7 o'clock until 10 p.m. And then Saturday and Sunday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Again, East Coast time. We try to be cognizant of those who might have a full-time job or other commitments. And so we try to do them as late in the day as we possibly can. And then on the weekend on top of that. We've had people who were single moms who took our boot camps and went on to have successful employment afterwards, in the software testing space. And people who had a regular full-time job, of course, and they still managed to do our boot camp. I always say this: if somebody really wants to do something, you'll find a way to get it done. It's just a matter of prioritizing, that's all. So again, it's going to be held via Zoom, just like you're seeing right now. If you miss a session, don't worry about it, because we do record them and you can watch them at your convenience, and reach out to us if you have any questions about the sessions that you may have missed. Or maybe you saw a particular session, you were still kind of fuzzy on something, didn't quite understand something. You can also reach out to us and we'll be here to help you out, and to hold your hand along the way to make sure you get all your questions answered. These are just some of the companies that we have placed people in throughout the U.S. Just some, everything from eBay to Walmart to Oracle, even government administration, Social Security Administration, United Airlines. So we do everything we can to help out with job placement as well. We really are kind of like a one-stop shop, to help get you trained and then do everything we can to help you in your career. Let's go through the tuition, guys. Now, you're not paying this up here, and be aware of there should be a flash sale in the comments here or in the chat in just a moment. But that's not your cost up there. The normal tuition is $1,199. We're doing a new boot camp discount of 200 off. There's also an early bird discount that's going to be good for the next 3 days. That's another $100 off, and that brings it down to $899. But even at $899, you are not required to pay that all up front. You can do in two bi-weekly installments. So $499 at the beginning of the course, and the course begins in 2 weeks, February the 22nd. So $499 by February 22nd, and then $400 during the boot camp. But again, keep in mind, it's $899 after the discounts, but look in the chat because we're going to have a flash. I don't even know what the flash sale amount is. So there's going to be a little bit more on top of that off. So other discounts, if you are an alumni, which a lot of you are. And by the way, that reminds me, I didn't ask this at the beginning like I was going to. I forgot about that. But how many of you are in the software testing field right now? And what is your title? And by the way, there's our flash discount link there. And that'll come up here again in just a second in case it gets pushed down by me asking you this question and you guys responding. How many of you are in the software testing field right now? And what is your title, if you don't mind sharing that? I just want to take a moment here to read some of those. So we got Uzma, who's a QA automation engineer. Rebecca is a QA analyst, mostly manual. That's fine. Let's see. Sri is a QA analyst. Nisha, senior QA analyst. Manorama is a quality consultant. Kalyana is a QA analyst. Awesome, guys. Awesome. And got some good experience there, 4 years, even more than that. That's tremendous. That's tremendous. And if you already are an alumni, then there are some additional discounts. So keep in mind that we already gave you discounts off of the regular tuition that's already come down due to this being a newer boot camp for us. We have the early bird discount, and then we have an alumni discount, and then we have, as I scroll back up here, the flash discount appeared in the chat. So we'll pop that in there again in case it got pushed a little high up in the chat. There it is. It just got popped in there again. That's another $100 off. So we are pretty much giving this away, guys. I mean, you're hardly paying anything for it. And then if you are an alumni, just reach out to us and we will look to bring it down even further potentially for you. There's also a referral discount if you're referred by a NeoTech student. There's a group discount. So if you sign up with a group of people, reach out to us and we'll see what we can do to help bring that down even further, because you are signing up with a group. Signing up with groups is great because you can encourage each other and keep each other on track. Now, here's a common question people have. What if I change my mind later? Now, keep in mind, it's a 4-week boot camp. I've seen that question a few times, and that's usually one of the biggest questions that we have is how long is this going to take? Well, it's 4 weeks. You have the first week to determine if you're even going to stick with it or not. So we give you a 7-day money-back guarantee. It's in writing and no questions asked. So you don't pay anything until the boot camp actually kicks off. No deposit, no application fee. You can cancel for free anytime until the boot camp actually begins. And again, you have that insurance, so to speak, where if when you sign up and you make you don't pay anything until the boot camp actually kicks off. So you're in there for a week, and you can decide after 7 days, hey, this isn't for me. So I just want to get what I have paid you guys back, and then you get it back. So we're taking all the risk. That's what I'm trying to get across here. Yeah, if you're in a different time zone, we would love to be able to accommodate everyone as far as the time zones are concerned. We're doing the best we can with that. They are recorded though, so keep in mind the sessions are recorded. You can watch them at your convenience, and people on the West Coast really have not had much of an issue with that. You can always reach out to us as well if you have questions or any concerns, or if you have any challenges understanding anything, that's what we're here for. We're here to help you out. So don't, it doesn't matter if you're watching the recording or you're watching it live. If you can watch it live, hey, that's great because you're immediately interacting with your instructor. But if you can only watch the recording, that's fine too. You can still interact with us and we'll respond to you. To learn more about the boot camp, here's what you do. Go to neotechacademy.com. You can book a call with our admissions team. That's neotech.live/call. If you're not ready to call, just submit your interest. Just go to neotechacademy.com/apply, but secure your spot now. And that's really key. So often what happens is we as humans, we procrastinate. It's just by nature. A lot of people do this. People make New Year's resolutions all the time. I was reading where it was like 92% of Americans make New Year's resolutions and don't keep the resolution. They just put it off till next year. How many of you have been putting things off? You're like, hey, I've known about AI for a while now. I mean, AI isn't really new. It's been around for a very long time. It's just become more prominent, in recent years. But you can study the history of it yourself. It's not something that just came along in the last few years, but it does seem like it's taking over, doesn't it? So you want to do something about it. You want to get out in front of it, and this is the way to do it. So some of you have already been thinking about doing something like this, learning more about AI. Here's your chance to learn a lot in a very short amount of time, being taught by an expert like Malik, shortening that learning curve. So, we encourage you to schedule a call due to high call volume, although you can, try us. Just call us directly at 929-566-3919. But we're giving you a variety of ways to get involved. Now, we already brought the tuition from $11.99 down to $8.99. We have the additional in the chat there. For those of you who are moving forward now, you get the extra $100 off by clicking on that link and taking advantage of that. So that's why I was saying we're pretty much giving it away, plus a 7-day money back guarantee, which again is essentially your insurance that hey, if you don't like it after 1 week, you can get your money back. That small amount that you've already paid at that point. All right. Yes, and just like Malik was saying, as far as some questions go, there is a certificate that you'll receive when it's all said and done. And as far as the tuition goes, that's the regular tuition, the 11.99, and then you get the new boot camp discount of 200 off, the early bird discount another $100 off, brings it down to 8.99. But in the chat, you've got the flash sale, so now it's 7.99. And potentially even a little bit further than that, a little bit more of a discount depending on your status as far as being a referral or if you are an alumni. So just let us know, and we will do whatever we can to work with you and get you educated and get you upskilled, so to speak, so you can take advantage of really this AI opportunity. It's been a disruptor, but it's also been a great opportunity for people, a great opportunity for you to take advantage of this and get paid more money. And who knows, maybe take more vacations, which is great for your health, like I was alluding to earlier. There are so many studies out there showing that more vacations, more time away is good for your heart health and clear your head, all that good stuff, reduce stress levels. And some people get time off from work. This is the reason why I'm saying that is because I've known some people who had some time off from work, but they couldn't really do much. They couldn't really go. They couldn't really take much of a vacation because they didn't have the money to do it. And so here's a way to gain more money, and not just gaining more money potentially for the sake of gaining it, but doing something for it, doing something for your family. If you have a family, or maybe just doing it for yourself to, free your mind, clear your head, so to speak, and take care of your health by maybe making another 20, 40,000 a year. I mean, that's pretty awesome. Maybe putting money away for retirement. Some groceries are still kind of high nowadays, so maybe just having the extra money for the groceries. So, all right, why don't we do this? If Malik is still here, he can come back, and what we'll do is we'll
Sure.
take some final questions. You guys asked quite a few questions during Malik's part there, and I think we did get through all the questions, though, if I'm not mistaken.
I guess. Yeah, most of
Yeah,
them
looks
in
like
the
it.
demo. Yeah, most of them were answered in the demo, but
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah. Well, guys, let me put the contact information back up here again. And there you go. So again, email us with any questions, or you can call us. So you got yeah both avenues there. You got our phone number, you got our email. Reach out to us, and we will get you taken care of. Yeah, Fahad, reach out to us as far as that's concerned. Yes, we do offer a just software testing boot camp as well. Well, guys, that's all we have for you today. We appreciate you tuning in for this, and for those of you moving forward, good job taking advantage of the discounts, and good job for looking out for yourself and securing your future by getting those AI skills. And we will talk to you later. So good luck, guys.